All right, people. So today we're going to talk about mass message pay-per-views, the exact guide on if you should utilize them inside of your agency or you should completely avoid them. Mass messages themselves inherently aren't evil, but there are a few things you should set into place to make sure that you don't burn any of your accounts or your model's accounts. There are about 9 different versions of automated and mass messages that you can utilize, but in this case, we're only going to be speaking about mass messages and priority mass messages. All of the other ones regarding nudging, subscriber welcomes, purchases, expires, or anything regarding resubscriptions, we're going to avoid because those are things that you should already have set in place, especially my top 3 having being nudges, subscriber welcomes, and having expiring soon offers for your subscribers to have them re-engage with the model's account. But for the sake of this video, let's strictly talk about priority and OF mass messages. The differences between the two is OF mass messages lets you go above 5,000 fans. If you have any accounts below 5,000 fans, I highly suggest you focus strictly only on priority mass messages, as this will lead to better response rate inside of the chats if you don't have an account at that scale. When you are setting up your mass messages, you need to make sure that if you exclude somebody, you need to exclude most likely muted, spam, or time wasters. This will help your chatters not have to rejig through the whole list of people that currently aren't buyers or that were deemed not buyers beforehand. For the people that don't know how to set up an exact mass message, I'm going to create a whole section in the very last part of the video on a walk through exactly how to click on what setting and do exactly what to confirm the best sustainable activity on your account. In the subject of mass messages, there's 2 different types you can do. You can do a pay-per-view attached or a text-only mass message. I highly advise you completely avoid the mass message pay-per-views. The reason why is because if you currently have a chat team, if you have somebody as a chatting agency, what you need to focus on is the quality in getting every subscriber to have a one-on-one conversation before purchasing any explicit pay-per-view that you might want to send out. Mass message pay-per-views are essentially the guide to all of the creators who cannot handle quantity with quality, so they have an option to send something out and monetize the audience. This is a very, very poor way of continuing to do business if you're smart about having very healthy growth in your account. So for the benefit of you and your team and your model, make sure that you only point to the text mass messages. And regarding how to set up text mass messages, there's many ways you could do them. Please do not send a whole paragraph of exactly what you would do to the subscriber. Have them be conversation starters. They should not have anything to do with anything sexual, because if you start off a mass message with it being sexual, your response rate is probably going to drop by 30%, and the people and the quality of subscriber that's going to come to and respond to you is going to be most likely a person expecting something for free, as since you started the conversation. In my opinion, the best ways you can actually engage audiences are just having very open-ended, healthy, and positive questions you can ask them. You should reroute from anything that you have stemmed into your brain about exactly what should they say inside of the chats, and think about something that a person or a girlfriend of yours or a boyfriend of yours that would send you a message in the morning, in the evening, during the nighttime, etc. An example of a good message would be, what is one goal that you're trying to achieve this week, month, day? This will spark very enjoyable conversations that your chatters can end up having for the series of 30 to 60 minutes until the subscriber tries to engage and send a buying signal for a transaction to happen. The reason we structure this instead of rather having sent very long paragraphs, very unsolicited text messages, is because we want to organically grow an audience that is there to stay for the life and not for the month. So if you have a certain creator that has a very low average fan value, or what we call LTV, lifetime value, we're trying to have them come throughout the whole year and be in the life of the model, paying her rent, paying her food and utility bills, anything that can get us and generate more money, getting better results essentially. Most creators use mass messages to shove paywalls for the subscribers. This is not what we want to do. The first thing you need to make sure is that you can have a 24-hour around-the-clock chat team that can handle the quantity with the quality. If you cannot handle quantity with quality, then you're going to have to look at alternative routes, whether by hiring a chatters, getting a chatting agency, or getting a partner that can solely rely on getting chatters for you. If you already have a 24-hour plus chat team, I personally do not have the chatters send out mass messages. I have all of the quality assurance and overviewers send out quality mass messages themselves and plan them out the day before. The reason I do that is just at my scale, I don't need to have people sending mass messages consistently. We like to have a very, very set structured mass message sequence that I can control and I think what would be fit for best in any account that we work on. So if you are just starting out with your 3 chatters, I would highly suggest you personally wake up every morning and you send one in the morning, in the evening, and then possibly at night. A disclaimer would be that if the model is located in the United States, they're located in California, and it is currently 3 a.m. in California, do not send out a mass message because how would the model essentially be awake at that time? And we don't want to paint a picture to the whales that the model is consistently online. So one disclaimer is for all of the whales, you need to discontinue all of the mass messages at around 12 a.m. just for the reason that the model is most likely asleep and you can re-engage and recontinue the mass messages around 7 to 8 a.m. when you think the model would wake up. The best answer I could give you is just ask your model exactly what her daily routine is and then follow exactly how it is to make sure you both align with the social media channels when you are posting your mass message. We like to send them out in segments of 8 hours. So anytime a new chatter comes onto a shift, he will go ahead and have a mass message he's written down on a notebook before and confirmed with me, and then we post it out the day after. The biggest common mistakes is that an overusage of emojis, you put any sort of pay-per-views or links, massive paragraphs, the same copy to everybody, or you're just simply oversending mass messages to where the point where it's getting very overwhelming to the people and the subscribers that are engaging in your account. One massive issue I see constantly is that people don't utilize the auto unsend feature. You must click this feature because if you don't, then a certain chat with a whale, with any sort of subscriber that's spent over $100, will have plethora of messages that nobody wants to have when they log on to OnlyFans to get away from their personal life and take away their stress. So the biggest thing I need to tell you is please click auto unsend. Make sure that auto unsends within 6 to 8 hours because, like I said, we don't want to bombard people and we want to look like a girlfriend, not some crazy person, essentially. Before I show you the exact walkthrough on exactly how to send out a mass message, I want to blatantly tell you that if you don't feel comfortable sending one, please don't and hire a chat agency or somebody reputable to do so. The reason why is because one mass message can ruin the entire account if done incorrectly. But let's get straight into the walkthrough.
All right, for this example, we'll be using inflow. You will be guided to a page that looks like this once you click on smart messages. What we want to focus on is priority. As I said, if you don't have an account that has over 5,000 followers or fans, you don't need to utilize OF mass message. We are going to disregard any one of these automated messages for now. All right, so for this instance, we're going to be using a old account that is not currently running, but I wanted to exactly show you what it would look like and how to set it up so you guys don't make any mistakes. The first thing you want to do is click on fans, then definitely click on fans who weren't sent direct messages or automated messages recently. And 6 hours is sort of a good time frame because if you haven't talked in 6 hours, it's kind of good to give them a nudge. Now, you will scroll down here and it will have time wasters, muted, anything that you create your lists for. Now, as this is an old dummy account, we don't have anything set in place to showcase to you guys. But once you scroll down and if you have those settings and lists in place, you'll be able to exclude them specifically. I don't really like using the filter status as any person who hasn't spent in the past either has not purchased at the right time, gotten the right thing, or seen value for what he's got. So you're either doing objection handling or logistical handling. And if both or one of those were the key players, then nobody spent and it's completely fine because we want to re-engage that audience. Now, this is the most important setting that you need to click on. Click on auto unsend and then make sure 6 hours is a good enough time frame as well. Okay, so I have just created a message off the top of my head. You would be able to go on and messages and click on the drop down box. I personally like having 2 messages. The way you would do that is you would just click add message and then you can add a third message. But for this instance, we're going to delete and we're going to send the second message defaulted at 35 seconds to about 15 seconds, which is kind of good. I like to possibly include one emoji For this instance, we are talking, hey, I need your help. I'm about to go get a Halloween costume. I genuinely don't know what to do, what to get. All right, a small emoji. I'm only going to be showcasing how to do one collection, so if you want to input more collections, this would be very helpful with nudging, but we're just trying to show you simply how to send a mass message. Once you are finished, make sure before you hit publish that you click on show more and you look at all the people that you have trying to reach, and then you have an auto withdraw. Once that's done, you can confirm and send, and that's exactly how you send it out without trying to mess up any one of your creators' accounts. And hopefully this is useful to you and you can start re-engaging some more people. Enjoy and thank you.